Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Y'all podcasting?
Yeah, we on live right now.
Okay, hey, bye.
You heard her?
Huh?
You heard Adrian? Say it again, babe.
Hey, bye. See you.
What's up, Sister Law?
All right. I'll call you when we're done.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bring this here just a little closer since I'm a little more animated when I talk. I don't want to yank my headphone cable out.
Yeah.
All right, we live. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Tony Hadnot, aka the Nocturnist, and I am here with my bro
Ken Folk, and we are
Super Hadnot Bros, and we are a podcast about nothing because a podcast about because a conversation about nothing is a conversation about any and everything. We're gonna get that right one.
We gonna get it right.
We're gonna make it flawless, but you know how we do, man. We don't polish shit up around here. We just let it rock the way it rock.
Let it go.
But yeah, like I was just saying, man, couldn't even eat breakfast this morning. I'm actually a bit perturbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's a dog. So there's a dog that gets in my neighbor's yard behind my house.
Uh-huh.
So he gets in their yard, but he knocks my fence panels down to play with my dogs.
Yeah.
So when my dogs are outside, because you know my dogs are not outdoor dogs, we let them out every so often throughout the day so they can go play, pee, do whatever they got to go do. So this is the third time it's happened ever, right?
Right.
So this morning, which threw me off because normally this dog comes out like late at night, you know. But anyway, this morning, after I got off the phone with you to talk about when we was going to record the podcast, I was in the kitchen washing dishes while I was talking to you. And so I was like, all right, let me go get them in so they can kind of chill out for a minute, whatever. I go out there, they know where to be found in my backyard. There's a hole in my fence.
Yeah.
Again, the dog knocked the panel down, which I thought the fence was fixed from that because he had knocked down a weaker part of the fence, but he knocked down a newer part of the fence.
Yeah.
So I spent maybe about a good 45 minutes trying to get my dogs to come over into my yard.
Yeah.
So this dog does belong to somebody. I just don't know who it belongs to because he has a collar, tags, all that shit. So the part that was making me mad is that Hero, when I call Hero comes. He may not necessarily come when I say his name, but like I take a snack, like a piece of meat or something. He'd be like, "Oh shit, here I come!
It's go time!"
And I yank him through the fence and I make him go in the house. Sakura, on the other hand, she out here just thotting.
Hard head.
You see what the thing? I think this dog, Sakura's fixed, right? So I can't assume. I assume she can't go in the heat. But for some odd reason, male dogs love her, which I mean, I get why. But every time she comes across a male dog, that's what they want to do. They want to get on top of her and try to hump her. They want to mate with her. So the part that pisses me off about her is that she for the most part allows it. They don't necessarily hump her. She likes to play, but when they mount her, she gets a little aggressive or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, she just wants to play. So when I'm trying to call her, she won't. She knows her name.
She's just trying to get her swerve on.
So I'm like trying to get her to come in. She's the one I always struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
Sakura, get over here. So she don't come. See, but the thing is, my dogs, they not stupid. They really smart. So when Hero came over and I made him go in the house, he already knew he was in trouble. So he automatically ran to his kennel.
Yeah.
Sakura, on the other hand, she knew she was in trouble, but she knew if she came over here, she was gonna be like, okay, I'm in trouble. So what she does, she avoids it by like not even coming at all. Yeah. I don't care what I put through there. So this is what I had to do to get her to come over because her and Hero are like super close. I put Hero on a leash and I brought him outside and I made him look through the hole in the fence. So when she saw him, then she came galloping over. But she saw me and was like, nah, I ain't getting that close. But the thing was, I already had took like a piece of chicken and threw it across the fence because the other dog snatched it out of my hand. I didn't want to like just touch this dog. So she came over and started eating the chicken, and I was able to grab her and pull her through. So after that, I couldn't cook breakfast because I had to finish washing the dishes. and I'm cooking a pork roast tonight, so I had to get that all seasoned up and get that in the oven because that's gonna cook all day. And then I had to get ready for this. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like mad hungry by the time we finish up with that. Let me find time to finish up with this. So anyway, what's going on with you?
ain't too much, man. Finally off of that damn turnaround.
Finally off the turnaround.
Yeah, man. You're trying to get back in the routine, man. It's for some reason this go around coming from the night shift going back to days. It's been a little difficult.
Yeah,
I've been sleeping throughout the day, taking naps and shit, and staying up all night. So I mean, it's only been 2 days, but still, man, I haven't got that pattern back down.
You gotta, yeah. It's gonna be a minute for you to adjust, but I know you're gonna get back into it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to work Wednesday.
But you said taking the naps and stuff like that, boy. But you know what's crazy about that is that I think that's also an age-related thing.
Yeah,
because you remember when you were younger, and I'm not even talking about like a kid. You know, as a kid, you never really wanted to take a nap, but like in your 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your 20s, you could go all day. Like, at least I can't speak for most 20-year-olds, but I know when I was in my 20s, I didn't take naps like that. Like, I would, man, I got energy. I can just go. Some odd reason, it was like after 30, my body was like, hold on, pump the brakes. And now
it's just now starting to get like that for me or whatever. But because like at 25, 26 and shit, I'd be up till 2-3 in the morning, getting loaded, and then got to be at work for 6 in Port Arthur. So you know what I'm saying, I got to leave the house around 5 or so, and I go hop in the shower, brush my teeth, and then go to work like it's nothing. Work a 10-hour shift.
And even in that, you could, like, I remember when I was that much younger, I could go off of like 2-3 hours of sleep. You know, whenever I did go to sleep, it was like, shit, if I stay up till, let's say, 2 in the morning, I could wake up at like 5 or 6 and be good for the day.
Yeah.
Now, man, I think I take multiple naps throughout the day now. It's like,
I still don't take naps. I'm still good off of at least 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I'm good for the day.
Not me, man. I be napping my ass off. Like, I can't wait till weekends get here, because when weekends get here, like me and Adrian, we've always kind of been like this since we've been together. Like, you know, on the weekends, or if we got a day off or something, you know, we ain't got nothing going on, we want to just kind of go out and do the day. We can go out at, 7 in the morning, be back by noon, and we ain't got to leave the house ever again. But the thing is, by the time we get in, man, I hit that couch, gone. I'm gone for about 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? But even like now, with the way my job is set up, I have to be to work at roughly around 6-7 in the morning every day, and I'm usually off around like maybe 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get home from work, I might go grab me something to eat or eat something at home or whatever, and then after that, gone. I'm gone until probably by the time right before Adrian get off work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just seem like after 30, for some odd reason, my body just said, nah, bro, you can't do that no more. You know, so
be like that.
But anyhow, so yeah, man, good subjects to talk about today, man.
What you got? Some
really good stuff. So first and foremost, I guess we could talk about the fan video that you sent me yesterday. So shout out to Axiom Amnesia, I believe that was the name of the channel on YouTube. They are a channel that puts out these fan theories about movies and stuff like that, and really just kind of give you an alternate perspective of like how the movie was presented to you, instead of looking at it from a very surface or obvious value, right?
Right.
So the movie that they talked about was Jason's Lyric. And for all who don't know what Jason's Lyric is, it's like one of those black classic, love, drama, whatever you want to call it.
Super drama,
yeah. So when you watch the movie, and they mainly talk about the end of the movie. So throughout the movie, there was a scene where Lyric and Jason was talking, and she was asking about the buses passing by, wondering where they're going. And I remember she mentioned something about wanting to get on the bus and just go.
Just go.
So at the end of the movie, for all who are familiar with it, because I'm fixing to spoil it for those who haven't seen it.
You should have seen it by now, goddammit.
Yeah, you should, because the movie's mad old. But Jason had a brother who kept fucking up. By the way, there's a funny scene in that movie. Remember, Oh, hold on, y'all. Technical difficulty. So anyway, so the theory was that when she at the end of the movie, Jason's brother, what was his brother name? Josh. Okay, Josh kind of was envious towards Lyric, and so it was kind of like one of those situations where Josh was like, "Look, it's either gonna be me or her. Like,
right?
Who's it gonna be?" So Jason, and by the way, Josh was so frustrated he had Lyric at gunpoint. So what ended up happening was Josh ended up shooting Lyric, and she fell to the ground, leaving it kind of anonymous for the view of the scene.
Right.
So when Jason saw that, he was like, "You know what, man? I ain't got time for this. You know, you do you. I keep trying to vouch for you, but you fucked up. So you on your own, right?" So when you watch the movie, Jason picks Lyric up and he just kind of like walks out with her in his arms, and they just keep going. Here's where the fan theory comes into play. Was that let me continue. So after this scene is over with, they show this scene where there's a bus supposedly headed to Dallas, and Jason and Lyric on the bus, kind of like this whole happily ever after kind of situation. Like, oh, she survived and they made it.
Right.
Here's where the theory comes in. The theory basically says that when Josh shot Lyric, she did not survive the gunshot. Okay. So when she got hit, Jason was so distraught behind the whole situation that it was basically like the whole Romeo and Juliet thing.
He offed himself.
He killed himself. He shot himself. And then Josh, watching his brother kill himself, was like, all right, well, shit, I done fucked all this up. I can't live with myself. He killed himself. That's what the theory was. And they explained it by basically saying, this is the part that's the most integral to the whole theory, was that when Jason walked out with Lyric in his arms, nobody happened to pay attention to them. Everybody was all distraught. Like Lyric's brother?
Yeah, when they pulled up when they were walking out.
When Lyric's brother was there, yeah. Eddie Griffith's character was there. Like all the people were there. Even the ambulance, they were all there, but nobody happened to notice, like pay attention to Jason when he walked out.
Like nobody gave a shit that she was
Nobody
bleeding.
gave a shit. Now, if this was in the real world and some shit like that happened, if he walked out with a body in his arms, people would flock. People naturally just be like, yo, shit, what happened? Right. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't the case in this scene. It was kind of like nobody saw it. He just kind of walked off and so on and so forth. And they said that even the part where Eddie Griffith's character,
it looked like he said he was just like, man, damn, but he wasn't talking to him.
It looked like he was looking at him and he kind of followed in the direction, but they also said that he was basically like in a daze because like the ambulance was coming up and all this other stuff. So, you know, when you hear noise and stuff like that, your head's gonna just kind of naturally turn in the direction of wherever distraction is coming from. But he was in a daze. So what they were saying was that on the bus, if you pay attention to the bus, on the front, usually on Greyhound buses, is going to tell you where the destination is. It'll say Dallas or whatever on it. It just said charter. So the theory basically was that Jason and Lyric were basically on their way to heaven on the bus. Like the bus it had no destination. It was just kind of like that was it. So I thought for the most part that it was a very solid theory based on the information that they gave us.
You didn't think it was far-fetched at all?
I don't think it was far-fetched. I you know, as far as from a creative standpoint from the movie and the way that they thought about it, I thought it was pretty damn solid.
Me too. Because I never really paid attention to the fact that nobody really gave a damn when he was walking out. And he was moving hella slow. You would think he'd have some urgency to bring her to the back of the damn truck. I thought it made a lot of sense, but here's why I play a little bit of devil's advocate. And this there's no pun intended, but take it how you want it. Here's my only critique about that, and this may be from more of a moral biblical standpoint, right? Is that when you off yourself, isn't technically you're supposed to go to hell? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the only small critique. Other than that, it honestly makes a lot of sense. So I don't know if you are watching this podcast, and I'll post the link. Man, I can't hear myself in this thing. I'll post a link to the video in the in the description so you can see. So they can get their credit for it because it was. So you can see for yourself. Cool. I watched a couple of other ones they did too with like Menace to Society and everything. It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna check out more. I just hadn't really had the time to check it out, but today I'm kind of like chilling,
So I'm definitely gonna watch fewer more of those on YouTube. We may even talk about it on the next couple of podcasts or whatever. But you know, if you like that, if you check that out, like weigh in on the comments and tell us what you think about it, because I thought it was really cool, and it takes a really, really, really deep level of thinking to kind of point some shit out like that.
Just to even see it and know it,
yeah.
Because I mean, the way that they were basing the way they had to make the decisions and everything that Jason had to go through, making the choice on his family or this woman, after he had already killed Mad Dog and all this other good shit. And when he finally let go and was ready to go with her, and then she's gone immediately, which in the movies or whatever, they fell in love hella fast. You know what I'm saying? They hung out twice and then they was ready to go out on the world together. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, he lost this perfect woman and didn't know how to handle it, man. So to me, I felt like it made sense, and I could see that actually being a good thing. Like I wonder if it was a book or something, would they explain it that way in a book?
No, I just think that here's my thing about it is that when we watch these movies, like I mentioned earlier, we take everything we see for what we see, right? Yeah. Like what we see happening literally in the movie. So we're gonna base it off of that, unless it's like a TV show or a movie that's designed to make you think about some shit where it's really anonymous and off, like let's say like a Quentin Tarantino movie,
right?
You know, Quentin Tarantino has those type of movies where there's things that you just kind of see and it's really some WTF moments. So you really there's always these different types of theories. For instance, like Pulp Fiction, right?
What's in the box? I mean,
what's in the suitcase? A lot of people think that it's Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Right. That's been the biggest.
That's been the biggest theory. But I think that a lot of movies do this, and a lot of people just don't catch on to it because, like I said, we just kind of see it literally for what it is.
Yeah.
In the movie. So, I think it's a like I said, I think it was a solid theory, and I really can't argue against it. I wouldn't say that it's far-fetched at all, because at the end of the day, no matter how literal something may appear, especially in a creative, on creative projects like movies or whatever,
yeah,
there's always going to be some kind of underlying tone or story or message or something behind the movie. That's why they do a lot of the things that they do. So yeah. I can't be mad about it.
No, I wasn't mad at it. But just going back and looking at the movie, because I watched it the other day before I saw their take on it. I watched it while I was on the night shift, and the way they made Houston look, man. I know it's some country parts and shit like that, but people thought that was how Houston is everywhere. Yeah, it's nothing like this shit.
That's always been my gripe.
It's like, come on.
That's always been my gripe about Jason's lyric is that. And not even just Houston, just Texas in general, right?
Yeah.
The way Jada Pinkett was talking in that movie,
horrible,
is not how everybody in fucking Texas sounds. Now, I can maybe see it in maybe like somewhere in West Texas, where it's more like where you really see like cowboys and shit like that.
Yeah, go to El Paso.
Or Midland or some shit like that, where it's really kind of country.
Yeah.
But Houston is not, yes, kind of country, but it ain't. It's a very urban city, and it has a lot of people here that aren't native.
Right.
You got people from Houston is a very multiculturally diverse city.
It is. It's ridiculous.
So you got people, you got all kinds of people out here who talk with all kinds of accents. But even if there were a Houston or a Texas native, all Texas people don't fucking talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Now we all might have our slight drawl here and there. We're gonna have.
Oh yeah, I hear it every now and then, but I mean, being out here, we don't notice it until
and we don't catch it. But not all of us talk like this, y'all.
Yeah, that shit was horrible,
and
man.
Cow and horses, like everybody don't talk like that out here. You know what I'm saying? We all got our own like little thing. And Texas is such a large state that there's different dialects all over the place. Dallas has its own.
Bruh, they don't know the difference. Dallas is 5 hours from here.
Yeah,
and it's totally different.
San Antonio got their thing. Austin got their thing. Like, if you go to Austin, you wouldn't even think Austin would be a Texas city at all because it's so different. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, you go to Dallas, half of them don't even know what boudin is.
Yeah, no, they don't eat. They don't really eat a lot of seafood up there. They don't really do a lot of that up there.
And they call themselves having some doing a crawfish ball out there one time for Easter, and they was like, yeah, man, we got some good crawfish out here this time, man. Things was this goddamn big, bro.
Yeah, no.
I was like, nah, that ain't no crawfish, bro. I don't know where the hell y'all get that shit.
No,
and then they kept calling them crawdads and all that shit.
Yeah, that's yeah. But the next thing I want to talk about, I was sitting here on YouTube the other day because I always go down these damn wormholes. Have you heard about Sophie the robot?
Is that the one that it's learning as it develops?
Yes.
And she created, like, she was talking to another robot, and they didn't want humans to understand what they were saying. They created a new language so they could talk about shit without us knowing.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I know that she basically has a human face.
That's her.
Yeah, they're working on her to become more and more human, which goes into the conversation about artificial intelligence, right? This robot, if you don't know about Sophie the robot, which she's been around for a while, but I'm just kind of catching on to her.
Yeah.
She has been basically, well, the basic thing is that they're trying to make robots like regular parts of human society, right? Think about the movie I, Robot.
Able to adapt to human experiences.
Was it I, Robot with Will Smith, where the robots were? Okay, think about I, Robot. That's what this robot is. So this robot has the ability to learn, and do all these different things. And so far, this robot has been on TV. It's been on Jimmy Fallon.
Been on Good Morning America.
Good Morning America, talk shows across the world. It's been in UN meetings. I think it has like a driver's license or a social security number, or it's got some sort of form of ID.
Right.
She can speak so many different languages.
No, she's connected to the internet. She knows everything.
Afraid that it can one day become sentient and exterminate humans.
Well,
and so
that's what they kind of wanted to just be.
Hey, what's up?
Y'all podcasting?
Yeah, we on live right now.
Okay, hey, bye.
You heard her?
Huh?
You heard Adrian? Say it again, babe.
Hey, bye.
What's up, Tristan Lau?
All right. I'll call you when we're done.
Okay,
bye. Bye. But the question was, it was like, aren't you afraid that these things can take over humans? And so the guy, I think this particular show I was watching, they were like somewhere in the UK.
Mm-hmm. So
the guy that created the robot was right there with them at the interview, and his defense was kind of like, well, I understand that is a fear, but he was like, by the time these things become sentient, they'll be way more humane and so on and so forth. He was like, she's basically learning like a baby. And in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, haven't you ever seen Terminator? Nigga, have you ever played Mega Man?
Ultron.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, like, man. You can't just shut them off.
Like, if you, and this is the nerd part of me talking, but if you ever played Mega Man or followed the Mega Man lore, the original 6 robots, robot masters, Dr. Light created those robots. They all were supposed to, just like these robots people creating today, they were all supposed to have a certain function.
And they were supposed to help.
Yeah. And Dr. Wily kidnapped those robots because he was jealous of Dr. Wily kidnapped the robots because he was jealous of Dr. Light and reprogrammed those robots, and they wreaked havoc on the earth. Don't you think that somebody might be able to have the ability to do that? Not to mention if these robots are able to learn, like, nigga, have you ever seen Terminator? Like, I'm just...
Yeah, so I used to think that it would probably make sense if, you watch all of this stuff where people do a lot of stuff at their house, and they do these documentaries, and in one of them, it was this guy in his backyard in a barn making sex dolls, right? Like fully functional sex dolls. They talk, but they only say certain things that he programs them to say,
right?
The movements and all. He's doing this shit in his backyard, and I was like, if this dude, when you see him straight up redneck. You don't think this dude can do any of this shit.
Yeah.
But he's building this shit in his backyard. And my first thought was, if this dude is on camera making these things for people to just have sex with, why don't he just make a whole bunch of them And if there's a war or something that breaks out, or we need something to be rescued or saved, whatever we need to do, send these bastards out. But then that part comes into it. You build 1 million of them.
Yeah.
And then they all just listen to one command that somebody can put into a system, and they all on one accord. You know how easy it would be for 1 million of those robots to take?
It would be nothing.
It would be like easy.
It's basically like taking a sand from their home planet and just already putting them on Earth and letting them do what they're supposed to do. What they do.
Go into ape form and just do whatever you need to do.
They would get rid of this planet. They would probably get rid of all humans in a relatively short amount of time.
I'd say a month.
I'd say a little longer. But the fact of the matter is, it wouldn't take long.
No, because that's the whole thing. You're not hurting them. They just gonna keep reproducing them. Making more. They'll know how to fix each other by then. They'll be able to do whatever they need to keep going forward.
And it honestly, I know at the end of the day, I know what the bottom line behind these robots is money. You know, because I mean, and really, truly, if you think about it, it all started with self-checkout. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was just griping about this the other day. Me and Adrian went to Walmart yesterday. Was it yesterday? We went to Walmart yesterday. Mind you, remember when you was coming up, Walmart had 40 registers.
Yeah.
And when we were coming up, every single one of them had somebody there working it so we can get out in a timely manner, right? Within the last, let's say maybe 25 years, maybe, when self-checkout was a thing, when self-checkout first came into play, you started noticing that the cashiers
started
showing up less and less and less.
Yeah.
Dude, we went to Walmart yesterday, and it all finally made sense. They still have all these registers, but everybody's going through self-checkout, and I think they may have had only like 3 registers, 3 cashiers that were actually working the registers for
you gotta have one there for cigarettes. So somebody has to be able to check ID. You can't have just people going around scanning their own shit for shit like cigarettes and alcohol. You got to have one person at least to stand there and monitor the self-checkout. So if there's an error or somebody needs something deleted and they don't know how to do it, they come over there, badge their stuff, they do it. Right. And you need one person to go around and direct people to, hey man, go to self-checkout. Hey, go to this line here. That is pretty much all you need. So you don't have to pay for the manpower.
So exactly. So the idea is to create a sense of proficiency in the workplace so that these companies can make more money because they're having a higher level of productivity, but they don't realize that it's pushing a lot of people into unemployment, which is forcing people to basically go into poverty. And I think this is my crackpot theory. I think that they're starting it in retail first because it's the easiest. You know, I can, and us as the consumer, we're like, shit, self-checkout, this convenient because I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't use it. You know what I'm saying?
You almost don't have a choice.
Yeah, and it is true. You almost don't have a choice. But like if you think about it on a bigger scale, it puts a lot of people out of work. And I can honestly see that happening in other industries, because that was another thing I saw, was that another robot that somebody was building was designed for medical services. So you could go talk to the robot, it could diagnose you, prescribe medicine, so on and so forth. So
I don't want that shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want that shit, because anytime something is wrong with me and my goofy ass look it up on Google,
WebMD or some shit,
cancer every time.
Yeah, facts.
Every time.
Facts.
Every time you put something in there, you be like, "Hey, I hurt my big toe," and they be like, "You gonna die next week."
Cancer. Yeah, I can't. I just rather go to the fucking doctor.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need no robot.
But I'm just saying, like, if they are creating something that can do something such as medical services, just think about the manufacturing industries or anything. Like, I mean, if you think about it
in Amazon.
Well, if you think about it, remember when you go to like the Tilt, the arcade, or even in Walmart, remember they used to have the video games and the cranes and all that shit there. Remember they would always have that one machine that can draw pictures for you?
Yeah.
If a machine can fucking draw pictures, think about how they could put animators out of business. comic book artists out of work.
Good, but see that's the whole thing, because I watched this other podcast, the CP podcast, he's a comedian and whatnot. He's into the whole, he wants the workers like in restaurants like McDonald's and shit to be robots. But the whole thing is, all it takes is for one of them to malfunction. Now my food gonna really be wrong every goddamn time.
Well, but see, malfunction wouldn't be something for people to worry about, because there's going to be at least one or two a team of people, like a little skeleton crew of people, maybe for backup to handle those things, but also to fix the issues with the robot. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure they're thinking about that way ahead of time.
But okay, so when I was taking architecture, my teacher was basically, you do all this stuff, make it hella fast. But he was like, you're going to be valuable if this system goes down. You'll know how to draw this shit from scratch. A lot of these cats won't know how to do it because they so just used to doing AutoCAD. Yeah. So in any industry, all it takes is for a complete shutdown, or somebody who got tired of it, they got fired or some shit, or just sick of what's going on, and they reprogram all of this shit.
Well, and that's my other gripe about this particular situation, is that the people who are creating this shit aren't thinking about that. That's the problem. So what you do is you create this. Now you have these generations of people growing up in this world of sophisticated technology, not really understanding the more analog or organic way of doing shit. Mm-hmm. Which means that, like you said, if something does malfunction or go down, we're screwed. Like, say for instance, like, when was the last time you seen a filing cabinet?
In my line of work, we see them all the time because we have to keep documents.
Well, but in general, you don't see them for record keeping. Everything is done in a computer, right? If
so you have to have a backup for that backup and a backup for that backup, just in case one of those go wrong.
Like, they're not even creating hard copies anymore. No. Like, I would think that if you putting something in a computer, you would just at least make a copy of it or print it out and store it away. But they don't do that. They just file it. And now it's all, and not even that. It's not even, you're not even storing it on hard drives and all that no more. You're storing it in the cloud. Yeah. So what happens if the internet fucks up one day and just goes awry? Like, then we have that big Y2K scare we had back in 99. You remember when everybody thought that the Y2K bug was going to shut down all
your money out the bank.
Thing off? Like, if you really think about the future, that shit, as cool as it may seem, that shit can be mad scary. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I always think not to become, and granted, I always said we're like that. I don't want to call ourselves the perfect generation, but we're that generation that bridges the gap, right? Between the technologically savvy and those who don't really get it as much. Like I said, in our generation, we know what a dial tone sounds like. We know how to use a VCR. We know how to use cassette tapes, but we also know how to use smartphones, right? Navigate a computer and and all that good stuff. So we kind of understand it from both ways. And I always try to have to tell myself, like, not to become so dependent on these things, because they're always, and who knows, the chances may be very slim, but the fact of the matter is that chances
want to keep trying. That's where the problem comes in it. Because if say they start making these things and they say, okay, being a police officer is a dangerous job, so let's get these robots to do this shit. They have no compassion. They don't understand emotion. Right. So they're gonna be like Venom, basically. If they catch you jaywalking, lethal enforcer, beat your ass.
Lethal enforcer.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They see you trying to go Jordan with a paper ball and you miss it. They coming to beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that.
I don't know why it just made me think about that episode of Family Guy when Peter found out that he was black. Oh yeah, and the cop pulled him over.
Yeah.
Suspect is acting belligerent. He just like falls down. Cop officer down. He falls down.
But yeah, man. It's just like they just gonna function on what they're supposed to do.
Right. They're programmable.
Can't look at it and see if somebody's having a tough time with something. Maybe somebody's sick. Somebody having a seizure, or if somebody's just not having a best day, but they just did one little minor thing, like they didn't put they ran a stop sign. And they could have caused the accident, but they didn't. Cop pulls them over to give them a warning, but they could see something wrong. Like if they crying in the car, Hey, what's going on? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention because I got such as I got to get to the hospital. A robot will be like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be what it is, you know. So I don't know, man. Like I you know, I remember as a cool, thinking robots and shit was cool, but and you know, as an adult, and you really start thinking about the future and you start seeing things on a much larger scale.
Yeah.
And they're not so cool. Like they only need to be cool in the movies. They don't need to be cool in real life. You know what I'm saying? They really don't need to exist. You know, I'm okay with self-checkout, but that's about the extent of it.
Well, see, the only gripe I got with self-checkout and stuff, make it cheaper. If I gotta do the work, make the shit cheaper.
Facts.
I go to the store around the corner from the house, and you know, they got the bulletproof glass and all of that shit. So they just slide you a bag up under the little hole and want you to bag it yourself. And every time it's a new guy that works, I'll be like, dude, open the fucking thing, put my stuff in the bag. And they're like, oh, well, then make it cheaper. If you want me to do your job, make the stuff cheaper.
Yeah. I shouldn't have to do your job.
Right.
You're right. Because even in self-checkout, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be getting mad as hell when I have to do like fruits and vegetables. Because you got to fucking punch in the number, or I got to go in. My dumb ass, I don't even punch in numbers. I'm too lazy to look for numbers. I'll be like, what are you looking for? And I just type in bananas.
But that's you're do it that way. Job of a cashier.
I'm literally becoming a cashier. You know what? What people watching?
Now
this is gonna be one of the clips.
Sam's do it though. If you go to Sam's and you do the app, you can use your phone to scan all your products before, like scan it there. And when you're done, you just pay for it, and you just go to the chick at the guy at the when you exit. They scan your phone, then scan a few things like they do any other receipt, and then you go on about your business. And when you look at the price, it'll say if you do self-check or self-scan, it's cheaper than what you would if you went through a line. That's the only place I know about doing it like that.
This is going to be a clip. So, yeah, for all y'all watching that, do y'all think that self-checkout should be cheaper since you are doing the work? Because I think that's a pretty solid idea. I mean, if I'm doing, I don't care if it's, 25 cents off. Like, not 25 cents off the whole order, but 25 cents off per product. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's a small percentage. Like, we shouldn't have to pay full price if we have to do what somebody else is supposed to be doing.
Right. So, I mean, if I got to do the work, make the shit cheap.
Yeah. Well, that'll definitely be a clip so we can go ahead and get people involved on that. Because I never thought about that. That's a good.
I'm telling you, I'll be getting mad at them dudes. I'll be like, man, I come in here all the goddamn time. If you want me to do the work, make all of this shit cheaper. I don't have to.
You know what?
And then they open that window and they do it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna rob you, bro.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna piggyback on that because I don't know if you've ever been to Austin, but Austin is one of those like green cities.
Yeah.
And so we got shocked the first time we went. So like I ended up going the first time I went to Austin, we were supposed to stay there for a couple days. And I forgot to bring my clothes. So I ended up going to Walmart to go get me a couple of pairs of, a couple of outfits just to kind of wear for the weekend. Huh?
No bags.
Go there. They was like, oh yeah, you got to pay for bags. Huh? And they were like, yeah, because, we don't want to pollute the, bags increase chances of polluting the city or whatever. So we ended up going to the trunk of the car. Luckily, Adrian had some bags in her car.
Yeah.
And we got the bags. But yeah, like even in a place like that, if I have to pay for bags or if I have to not be able to use a bag, shouldn't be cheaper. Like if I'm bringing in my own shit to carry to carry the things that you're selling me out, to sell me the shit at a cheaper price because I'm using my energy and my my time and my shit to basically cover your job.
That's getting me.
Right. So
I got to keep all these bags in the goddamn car so I can pack all this shit up. Now, what if I gotta go make groceries? I got kids. You ain't putting all this shit in bags. I just went spend fucking $400 yesterday on groceries. Yeah, no, you can't put all that in a couple of bags.
You walking out of there with at least 15 bags. So, I don't know. That's some foul shit. Grocery department, department store department. The department store department. But I was looking at something else earlier, and it started making me think. Mm-hmm. So I was on Instagram yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm just scrolling. I barely even interact. I think the most I do on Instagram is probably post these clips on the Super Hadnot Bros page. But I was on Instagram and I was looking. And you know how Instagram is. It's picture, all pictures. And 9 times out of 10, all you're going to see is pictures of girls.
Yeah.
You know, wearing bikinis and looking, you know, it's basically just a bunch of sexy pictures, right? And so I thought about the term thirst trap.
Okay.
And from what I understand, what most people perceive a thirst trap is somebody putting out a picture to elicit some sort of response for people to compliment or say whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Just so, but the part that gets me is that the people who are commenting and complimenting are the ones that are being called thirsty.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't, but that's the world we live in.
But I would think that if it's a thirst trap, wouldn't the thirsty person be the person putting out the content?
Exactly.
Because, you know, like let's say, and this is not to sound misogynistic. I'm just going based off of what I'm seeing, right? Let's say you take your average girl and she's posting just regular shit, right? Like maybe she took a picture of a meal she cooked, or, you know, she was fully dressed and she just decided to take a selfie. It might have got like, let's say 20 likes, 50 likes, 60 likes, whatever. But the moment she go out there and take a picture and show off her butt, show off her boobs, you know, or something that's sexually provocative by whatever standards, I ain't gonna say that it is because I know how sensitive y'all people are, but it's perceived as sexually provocative. Them compliments, them comments, them shares, them numbers, they go up, right? They shoot up. But the part about it is that if dudes or females, whatever you want to call it, whoever, comment on it and start saying, oh, you gorgeous, or blah, blah, blah. They start giving y'all a list. The first thing people say is, oh, you thirsty.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how so, because I feel like, look, I'm a dude, right? If I see somebody, and I'm happily married, look, let's not get it twisted, but I'm not blind. I'm a dude. If I see a girl that's like dressed provocatively, I'm gonna notice that shit.
Everybody's gonna notice it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, she kind of fine. Like, it is what it is, right? How do you expect somebody to react if you're taking pictures like that?
Okay, so now I've been having this conversation with a lot of women about that, and they all try to come up with the same dumbass excuse that I do this for me. I dress like this for me. Why? What dressing barely naked does for your confidence when you walk out the house? Because when you get that attention, that negative attention that you claim you don't want, you bringing that there. You're basically asking them to look at me, look at me, look at me. So you got to take it for what it is. If you walk out the house naked, people go look, and they got some people who go do a little more, and you have to be prepared for that shit. So the best way to avoid it, don't do it. But then don't call nobody thirsty because they looking or whatever. But then, you know, you got other shit that go on. So I saw this video and they did this thing where this woman would walk down the same street every day, going back and forth to work or whatever. And they hired this crew to, like, construction crew, and they would tell them to catcall her or whatever. And, you know, eventually, you know, you could tell she was getting disgusted and she stopped going that way and all this other bullshit. So then, like, the next week, they did the same thing, but they told the guys, don't tell her shit. So don't tell her, act like she's not even there. Right. So you know what I'm saying? She's actually, you know, she's dressed like to be noticed. Nobody said nothing. So they actually pulled her to the side and was like, hey, you know, we monitor this area a lot or whatever. You come this way, are you going to work? She was like, yeah. And they asked her how she felt about it. She was like, well, I can't stand it when people catcall and this and that or whatever. But then whenever they didn't do anything, she was upset
she wasn't because she didn't get noticed.
And so it was like, oh, so now I don't feel cute. Now I don't feel attractive because nobody give a shit. Well, you got to pick and choose.
That's the craziest double standard ever.
You can't say you're doing it for you.
To go back on the confidence thing, that's where I think it gets a little weird for me, because I feel like people get the idea of confidence misconstrued. So you know, and granted, I don't live in nobody's head. Feel how you want to feel. If you say you're doing it for you, hey, by all means, more power to you. But this is the way I look at it.
Call bullshit on it, but okay.
No. I agree 100%. All I'm saying is that okay, I can't speak for you. So if that's how you feel, I respect that. But here's the thing about the idea of confidence that I don't understand is that if you are truly confident in who you are, then why do you feel like that's what you need to do to feel confident?
Right.
Because I feel like a confident person, this is okay for those, and this is just my perspective of confidence, right? When we say confident, I think people think about the idea of not giving a shit about what people think, which is true, right? It's really about not giving a shit about what people think. But also in the idea of not giving a shit about what people think, it's also about being able to embrace your flaws and be very self-aware of yourself so much to where you know your insecurities.
Yeah.
You know your flaws, and it's like you just bear that cross, right? You just go with it. Okay, this is me. I'm not necessarily comfortable with this, but I'm going to use this to my advantage to be very
other people. You can take it or leave it.
So when people do say or notice these things about you, you already know this in yourself. You're just like, okay, what else is new, right? I think that when people do things like that to get noticed, I still feel like that's still a call for outside validation, right? Confidence is something that's completely internal. It's not an easy thing to master. I don't care what nobody say. I don't think that anybody in this world is 100% confident. We are gonna have moments of insecurity, and that's just being human. But all in that same sense, again, to call yourself confident, I think that, and this is just me, I feel like if you're gonna do that, really make sure that you're doing it for you, because I just don't see how that could be that, because if because to me it sounds like you're still trying to elicit some sort of attention. It's just like somebody that has a lot of money, right? Yeah. People who have a lot of money, let's put it this way: people who have a lot of money that may not had it before, the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna go buy the big house, they're gonna go buy the nice car, they're gonna buy the most expensive clothes, they're gonna do all these things to show people that I have a lot of money.
Right.
So that people can say, hey, that's a nice car. That's a nice house. Oh, blah, 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 right? It's really trying to evoke some sort of outside validation.
Yeah.
Which is the craziest thing, because, you know, if you see real billionaires and millionaires,
they didn't even tell.
You wouldn't even know them. They'd be wearing the most busted outfits. They'd have the most raggedy shoes. They would have, here's somebody who I think is like the perfect example of this. And I mean, I know this person is famous, but like Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler is like the dude, like if you did not know who Adam Sandler was, and let's just say he was a millionaire, you didn't know who Adam Sandler was, you'd be like, that dude broke as hell. Because Adam Sandler's the dude that don't give a shit about how he look. He be doing his thing, but got millions of dollars.
He just be comfortable.
He's just very comfortable. But back on the idea of the I guess the Instagram person or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could call that 100% confidence. Again, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But
I don't know. They don't feel like it make them special when they walk around naked. You're not the first person to do that. Toots do it all the time on the street. So you know what I'm saying? It don't make you confident.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. You just say it. Just say I want the attention and call it a day. Don't do all of that extra.
Yeah. But I don't know. But that, you know, that's the whole thing about celebrity and social media that kind of condones that sort of behavior, because if you think about it, we got people, the role models now are the Kim Kardashians and the Kylie Jenners and the Paris Hiltons and all these people who are famous for doing shit that's, I guess, not considerably socially dignified or whatever you want to call it.
They're not having a talent at all or nothing like that. They just making money off their body and whatever. But, you know, when they use it as an excuse of I'm getting to the bag and this and that, just so they can be like, oh, these broke people out here and this and that, I'm making money. it don't really mean shit. Because at the end of the day, if you couldn't get online and make this money, you out of there.
Yeah.
Like you have nothing to fall back on. And I don't understand why most of these women who do that, why is your first, like, you couldn't do nothing else besides start showing your body to make money. They always be like, well, I was struggling and I needed to get money and do this. So this is the last opportunity you have. Just like, I'm getting naked.
Well, but here's the thing. This is the biggest thing. And I know this is something that's always talked about for me, right? I feel like I'm an advocate for a lot of women in the world, and I'm the guy that roots for the quote unquote underdog, right? These people who go on Instagram, they go out here and promote this idea of beauty. First and foremost, I think that beauty is simply an idea. Yeah. It's not a standard. It's not a standard because it goes with the whole one man's trash is another man's treasure idea, right? Just because you might have a symmetrical face with big eyes, full lips, curvy figure, that doesn't constitute as beauty. You know what I'm saying? It may to somebody.
Yeah, but you can be an asshole too, and then that makes you ugly as fuck.
No. But even that, I'm going just based off of physical. Based off of physical. If you put, let's say like you put a Kim Kardashian up to like, let's say, I'm trying to think of somebody. What's the girl from Precious? The girl from Precious.
Yeah.
Right? The girl from Precious, she's dark skinned, she's a big girl, you know what I'm saying? And she's what most people would look at as not necessarily the most attractive person. I've had to step back and call bullshit on things like that. Because I ain't gonna lie, I used to be superficial like that.
Yeah, and she got a whole husband.
Well, that's my whole thing. Is that I wish society would stop like taking this idea of beauty and putting it out there, sending the wrong message to like young girls who are trying to grow up, who wants to be, eventually find a husband and be attractive. Because now they're going out here, showing off. And look, don't get me wrong. Fine is fine. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't notice the shit, right? Like, it is what it is. But, when you go out there and you put that out there and you want to call yourself a role model, I feel like it is kind of putting out an unhealthy message for a lot of girls out here who are trying to come up and want to be loved and want to be, they want to be considered beautiful or whatever. Like, I don't know. I always think about that. Like, who came up with the idea of what's considered beautiful?
No, man, because you hear the same little stories all the time or whatever, because the ones who they do all of that shit, most of them not married. And the ones who are married, they married to some dude that they walk all over and don't really respect. And I hear this main thing from a lot of women. It's like they'll see a woman that they find is unattractive or whatever. Or they look at like my 600-pound life and these women and stuff that be on there, they be married. And they like, man, what's wrong with me? If they can get a man and this and that, it's because they not assholes.
Yeah. Well, and that's that is true. A lot of women who know that they are pretty will use that to their advantage, and
until that shit runs out. Then now you looking for that dude who been begging to date you when y'all was young and shit.
And yeah, and that's the thing. Look, if we're gonna call beauty, this idea of beauty, just know that shit's only for so long before you start either using Botox or the shit just start sagging and getting wrinkly. So, we gotta chill out. And it goes with guys too, because guys are very superficial. We're very visual creatures, and what we consider to be attractive is what it is. But we got to step back and stop treating the girl who's not the curvy girl like she ain't shit just because she doesn't look like that particular girl. Like, and I really speak heavy on this with Black women for sure, because to me, it seems like in our community, beauty is held by the standard of what's Eurocentric, right?
Right.
The flat, the thin nose. It's so weird. Like we take each other's cultures. It's the thin nose, the pointy face, the heart-shaped face, the curvy body, but also the silky hair and all this other stuff. It's just like, nah, there's Black women who are naturally beautiful that don't need none of that. Dark skin with coarse hair, full, thick, curly, coily hair, full lips, very full figure, voluptuous women, You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about just the ones that got the small waist. There's some round girls that are beautiful too. Like
they got so much. Man, look, if you're a soft woman that smell good, you clean, pretty much good.
Yeah, you know, I just wish people would get past the idea of like beauty has to be held at a certain standard. It's not a standard. It's simply an idea. Somebody a long time ago just decided to say, oh, big girls, fat girls, whatever you want to call them, are considered unattractive. Like, where did the idea of being a big person be considered unattractive? Now, granted, I can see why it could be unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know, but even in that, there are a lot of people who are big who are healthy. It's just they're just genetically, you know, built that way, and that's fine. I hate to see people do that to people. It's just like, why are you fat shaming? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need to fat shame nobody. Okay, so what? They big deal.
Well, I mean, the internet makes everything superficial, so it's just a way of the world at this point. So
it's not just the internet. It's been something that's always just been.
Well, I mean, you got all your ads and the way they promote everything. So
yeah,
it is. And I mean, it's really hard to even discuss it because nobody
wants to hear it. But I mean,
ain't that gonna change. I mean,
yeah. But that also goes with just a lot of shit in life, because I think that a lot of people don't realize that everything that we're taught is simply that.
Yeah.
Like everything that we learn, if people start to stop thinking by what is taught to us and really start thinking for themselves, they start to realize that, man, we don't know nothing.
Nah.
We don't know shit. We know absolutely nothing. And I think that's a hard argument I have with not an argument, but it's a hard conversation to have with a lot of people, because they feel like what you learn in school, you know, just because you learn a lot of shit in school, you know, that you're considered smart and that you know a lot.
Yeah,
but
everybody do it though, for men and women. So I mean, like, you know, they got this whole bullshit about a high value man and all of this shit or whatever.
What's a high value man?
That's what I'm saying. It depends on what people are talking about, but in their terms, you have to make over 6 figures and do this and do that or whatever.
Yeah,
and my whole thing is like, man, I'm a single parent, taking care of 3 children. That's and stupid. Doing it on my own, taking care of this stuff, taking care of the bills, car notes, cell phones, all that, keeping them fed. You know what I'm saying? Going into work. And because I don't make over 6 figures, that makes my value down. That sounds dumb as hell.
That's the stupidest shit ever. I think I heard TK Kirkland say something like that, where he said like a man should not be able to have sex with a woman if he has less than $50,000 in the bank. I'm like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard, because first and foremost, everybody's not able to do that. Everybody's not given the opportunity to be able to do that, you know?
And the way they talk about it, they make it seem like everybody can do it. It's so simple. If that was the case, everybody would have money. And then the value of money wouldn't mean anything. Well,
but even that's a different conversation too, because that goes to the whole, that's a fault in the education system. Right there. You know, that's things that people don't want to teach us because the education is designed to keep us in this box. But he said like you have to have at least $50,000 in the bank in order to be able to have sex with a woman. A woman shouldn't have sex with you. So you're furthering the idea that women should find a man based on material value.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And granted, I know we live in a world and really in a country that is capitalist and it functions solely on money. So, you know, it's unfortunately it's a necessity in order for us to survive. But, you know, you can't just pin what somebody has in their bank account on how their love life should be affected. You know what I'm saying?
Or who they are as a person. Like,
don't get me wrong.
Everybody on this boss shit. I'm a boss. Well, who the fuck works for you? If everybody should be a boss, who works for you?
You ain't got no staff. Rhapsody said that. Rhapsody said that in Sojourner on her album. Everybody claiming boss, but you ain't got no staff. Shut the fuck up.
That's real shit.
Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm sick of hearing that boss shit. Look, and that goes into that confidence shit, because you don't have to address it. You don't have to address that kind of stuff. You know, I that's something that irritates the hell out of me, because it's like, okay, so you want to be confident, but you go out here preaching all these things about yourself. That's the most narcissistic shit ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to say that I am this, I am that. You realize that you're just sitting there talking about yourself.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the most unattractive things ever.
You can try to convince yourself all you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all like you're just trying to convince yourself. I
mean, okay, well, if you're a boss, then be a boss, but you ain't got no staff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I that's one of the funniest things, because when people want to do like photo shoots and shit like that,
yeah,
it's these people who want to be bosses. They claim to be bosses, and when I hit them with the price tag, they don't sound so much like a boss no more. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, but you a boss, you know. And granted, I don't get offended if people don't want to, you know, pay me to do the work. It's fine. Go find somebody that's going to do it. By all means, go do it. It wasn't meant for me. To me, it sounds like it was less of a headache anyway. But yeah, that shit's mad annoying. So I don't know, man. I ain't with the whole. I don't know, man. Society just bugs the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
and and it's crazy because the older, and maybe this affects everybody, but it's just like the older you get, the more you see the world for its bullshit. What you really do is you start to see how ignorant society really is.
But the bad part with that is, for a lot of people, it takes a long time for them to see it, and then once they realize they didn't wasted half of their life on bullshit.
It is because of social conditioning. It's, for one, it's the human need to feel accepted. For some odd reason, we're wired that way, to have this need for acceptance and to be loved and all this other stuff. So what do we do to feel accepted? You know, and of course it affects us all when we're very young. If somebody starts talking about us, we get our feeling hurt, so we do our best to fit in.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you start to realize that, you know, damn, why did I try to be one of the cool kids? That's the stupidest shit. Like, if you really think about it, society, what we consider to be normal is the most abnormal shit ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are being, and whatever, y'all can call me conspiracy theorist, whatever. I'm looking at the world from a different lens. It's abnormal. So you mean to tell me that we all have to do this and do that a certain way? Which is why I have my reservations. I hold back on saying things like what we were talking about earlier with the whole being confident thing, the way you dress and so on and so forth. That's why I feel conflicted, because I'd be like, dang, that shit bothers the fuck out of me. But who am I to say that this person can and can't do that? But back to the topic we're talking about now, is just that, so we're supposed to do this a certain way, do this a certain way, think a certain way, do this, and this, and this. But we can't do this. And this is why, whatever, call me, I'm not a Kanye defender. Again, I'm not condoning anything I do. But that's one thing that I do admire about Kanye, is the fact that he does speak his mind. He says what he wants to say. And honestly, that's a very, 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 very human trait. Now, granted, I don't agree with a lot of the shit that he says. I personally do think,
I mean, you can say what the hell you want.
I personally do think that he is very narcissistic. But I also see him as a person who is not afraid to be the person that he is. And I think that he understands that. And I learned a lot about that when I watched that Netflix special, Genius, because that was something. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Everybody throws it around too loosely with him or whatever.
Not.
We all come up with our own theories about it. And I think it's just him. He's a dick. And everybody comes up with excuses for him.
He is, but I think that was also in his upbringing. And the reason I say that is because I'm not fixing here and calling him a genius. But if you pay attention to the relationship he had with his mom, I don't know if you've seen the thing.
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, the relationship, he had a really, really, really close relationship with his mom. So, you know, we all know he started acting out. He really started acting out when she passed. But his mom was the type of person, she supported everything Kanye did. Everything, as a mother should. And she was the one that kind of instilled that in him, to be like, Kanye, look, you know, the world is basically a fucked up place. You know, the world will try to get you to do what they want you to do. They're gonna try to do this, and this, and this, and this. Do not conform to the world. And I think he took those values and applied that to his life. Again, that's not me necessarily agreeing with what he says or condoning anything he says. Again, I think that he's very narcissistic and he do some crazy shit. But I do think that he lives his life based on those principles and values that were instilled upon him by his mom. But either or, it does make you like I say, the older you get and the more you really start to see the world, you really kind of realize that the world is kind of full of shit.
Yeah, as soon as you pull back the curtain, you see everything.
And here in America, America ain't no different than any other country, especially like third world countries. The only difference is that we're running off of the money. You know what I'm saying? We polish it up, we make it look nice, but when you pull the curtain back, like you said, it's an ugly place. It's a different kind of social oppression, you know.
Yeah, that's why so many people I know that's scared to have kids and stuff because they don't want them growing up in this world.
Yeah, it's a different kind of social oppression because, you know, you go to like a place like, let's say Korea, right, where they have dictatorships, where this dude is literally saying you can and can't do this. Like he's outwardly like, this is how you're gonna live. Yeah. America doesn't do that. They do it in a much more subtle way. It goes back to the whole education thing. You know, we're designed to be a part of a rat race, you know, like we go to school, we're being taught certain things, but what we learn in school is to become a basic functioning member of society. Yeah. Right? Like it's to go, and I ain't talking about just your everyday blue collar person. I'm talking about white collar jobs. I'm talking about doctors, lawyers. We all follow the same we all follow the same formula. It's to grow up, get your education, get a job, and then be buried in taxes and debt and loans and all this other shit for the rest of your life to keep rich people rich, you know? And then for those who are exceptional, they know it. Yeah, they see it. And what they do is they take them out. You know, that's why these Ivy League schools exist. And that's why they come up with these like super duper expensive scholarships and this, that, and the other, because they like, okay, well, this person thinks different. They like this kid kind of sees it, you know? So let's go ahead, take him and groom him to become one of these people to put him in here so that we can get his mind ready and all this other shit to become one of the social elite. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that when it comes to the division in this country, you know, whether it's black and white, man, woman, whatever, it all really boils down to rich versus poor.
No, of course. That's really think about it. Someone said it's always you got it. They make sure you always got to divide something.
It's definitely rich versus poor, and that's why I personally feel like that's why the education system is broken, because the things that the rich know to do to be rich, they don't give you that shit in school, which you got to go out and seek that education for yourself, basically. You know, and even in that, I still feel like you don't get it all, because I've read a couple of books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I'm reading The Millionaire Next Door, and a couple other things I've read, but like they tell you all these different ways that you can make money, which make a lot of sense that we just don't apply because we really didn't know. But like that's stuff that they don't teach us in school, you know, about like what's valuable, what's not valuable, what's an asset, what's really not an asset, how saving money doesn't really help, but like how investing money does, and so on and so forth.
Finding your loopholes. And
yeah, it's all about finding loopholes, you know. So I don't know, man. It's a crazy world, and sometimes I hate living in it, but I'm like, well, it's the world we live in.
Yeah, we here.
You know, we can't do. I'm not gonna say we can't do anything about it, but really and truly, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So, and if you do start talking about stuff like that, people will call you crazy. So
that's fine.
Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, man, we've been on for 1 hour and 15.
Look at that.
Look at that. God damn. Oh, I forgot to do, man. I did it wrong. I was gonna try something different in the beginning, but whatever. We'll do it next time.
Yeah, we'll try it again. I don't know what it is, but we'll give it a shot.
Yeah. We'll do it next time. But anyway, so it's about that time. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I'm getting hungry. I'm about to go fix me a waffle. And
that's waffle.
Hey, I'm about to go get that. Man, I made one yesterday, and that shit was fire. I put a little maple flavoring in it, maple extract. and I put an egg and threw it on that waffle iron.
Yeah.
Shit was hitting.
Fucking right.
But anyway, it's about that time. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to our patron, Crystal Saldana.
Crystal!
We definitely appreciate the support that you've been doing. We got 3 months worth of Crystal's support, her patronage. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For anybody else who does enjoy the podcast and you want to support, you can definitely visit our Patreon account at the link below. Also, if you enjoyed the show, make sure that you be sure to comment and weigh in on some of the things that we really want to see what you people, not you people. We really want to see what you guys' thoughts are. What you mean, you people? We want to know what y'all guys' thoughts on certain topics that we talk about, because we really would like to see an outside perspective. To see whether you agree or disagree, and we can just kind of carry on the conversation that way. Just kind of play nice in the comments, don't be dicks towards each other. And also, hey, share the videos, but most importantly, hit the subscribe button. Look, we got 50 subscribers on YouTube now. That means we are 950 subscribers away from that 1,000.
Hey,
so slowly but surely, we're gonna make it. But hit that subscribe button, and man, that may not seem like a lot to y'all, but that's a lot for us.
Yep.
So we definitely do appreciate it. The merch store, it will be up next week. I got some stuff coming up. So it will be up next week. So keep an eye on that. And with that being said, do you have any shout outs?
Nah, I'm all clear, man. What I'm saying, just trying to get back into the regular world.
All right. Well, I ain't got no shout outs. So with that being that, we will catch you guys next week. And until next time, peace.